Do you wish to change it? Huh? The future.
Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be bringing you my recap of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. If you are new here to my channel, please do me a solid and subscribe to the channel. You'll be doing me a massive favour by subscribing, liking my videos. Also hit the bell icon just to let you know when I've posted a new video. I was expecting there to be some content for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition in the mini because it was just really kind of getting out there that the game was due to come out. We have confirmation in this mini that the game is coming out now on May 29th, which is really the worst kept secret. It's been leaked on several gaming websites or purchasing websites across the world that this was going to be the date, so really awesome to see this confirmation. And other than the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I've got to say this is the game that I have been waiting for this year. Xenoblade the original was a fantastic game on the Wii, and I pumped a couple hundred hours into that game. So really looking forward to seeing what they do here in the Definitive Edition. That's going to be really hard to say. Definitive Edition. So let's kick into it. First of all, I just really want to talk about these improved graphics, and to me this really isn't a Definitive Edition. I mean, this is a full-on remake. It really just looks absolutely mint, and this is really what I think they had visions for on the Wii that many years ago. The Wii obviously had a lot of limitations as far as its software is going, but now on the Switch in full HD, just look at this. I mean, this is from the new intro, or from the intro of the game, should I say, and it just looks fantastic. There's bits of these gods flying everywhere, and now you can actually see how clear it is. And just moving into the attack on Colony 9, this is from the very start of the game, and yeah, the character models, the way the mechon look, even just the colour palettes, they really are popping from the original. It's just really great to see that, you know, they've been able to re-look at this game, retouch it up, and just really make it exactly probably what they wanted to 10 or so years ago. It's also in this early stages that we're going to get our first really good looks at a few of the characters. In the preview that was released last September in the teaser trailer, we didn't really get a good look at all the characters, and we still haven't seen all the characters, but now we're getting a much better look at Dunban, Rhine and Sharla, and they do look amazing. Rhine was always one of my favourite characters, and he just looks as goofy but as serious as his original character was, which is fantastic. Dunban just looking as badass as he should, really, as the one-armed swordsman that he is. And yeah, Charlotte's just looking amazing. It's really cool to see some new character models. Really haven't had a good look at Ricky yet, which is going to be a bit of a cool look when he gets his little appearance, when he gets his little reveal. We do get a tiny sneak peek of him right at the end when they're talking about the menus, and you'll see that coming up in the video. Yeah, it's really cool to see these guys in their new models. The engine that they've used for the Golden Age, Torn of the Golden Age, really does make these characters come to life. They'll be able to emote a lot better. Yeah, the art style has gone. That's something that I really appreciated in the Wii. Again, came down to the limitations of what they had at the time, but it gave it a really artistic style of character model. But they couldn't really emote. Like sometimes when you heard the good old Adam Howden screaming, the face of the character model sometimes couldn't portray that, but now I think they're really going to get a good opportunity to really show that through their character modelling. Speaking of characters, we also get a really good look at Elvis in this trailer as well, and something to note here for those people that have played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is that they've changed his necklace. I believe in the first one it was possibly a key, I think, from memory, or just like a circle with a little symbol underneath it. But in this one you can see here that they've actually changed that to a necklace of a core crystal. Now, this could just be a little bit of a nod to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but It will be interesting to see if this actually comes into the story whatsoever. I'm not going to go into anything because it borders on spoilers for those that haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but just watch that space, because I have a feeling that they might be tying up an end here that we've been talking about ever since Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out. So maybe this game's going to answer a question for us. We do see some shots of Bronzeface and a very brief glimpse of Silverface and Goldface as well. Not all the faces, but yeah, really nice models. Looking forward to revisiting them and kicking their asses again. The music, oh my god, some of the music when you faced these guys was amazing, and on the Japanese website they actually have some of the background music playing in the website. I'll see if I can dig it out for you, maybe put it onto the end of this video. But yeah, the boss music has really seen a good amount of remastering. So it was really nice to see that not only have they gone through all the graphics and the models here, but they have remastered the music as well. And yeah, some of it's just sounding fantastic. They didn't need to. The music in the original was amazing enough, but yeah, sounds amazing now. Be interesting to see if I feel that the music's gone better or not so well. Sometimes when you remaster music, it's, you know, some of the tracks go a lot better than others. I guess we'll wait and see. Something to note in this video is that they really do a lot of scenery show-offing. They really do put a lot into here, and it's something that I might actually make a separate video about just to keep the runtime of this video down a bit. But we do get some glimpses of some of the scenery in this game, and my god, it looks absolutely stunning. Even just looking at some of the character modelling and then looking behind them to the scenes that they're in, they really have done a massive job on making this game pop, and in HD it looks really beautiful. The original, of course, did its best, I suppose we could say, with what it had to work with, and it made the game really really stunning on the Wii. But there was a lot of flat modelling, there was a lot of textures that were just really, really wonky. But for the Wii, it looked amazing. Of course, now on the Switch, they've got a lot more to play with, so it'll be really good to see what they do here. They revealed that the after chapter, the epilogue of the game, is going to be called Future Connected, and they've also stated that it's going to be at the end of the game. There was a lot of speculation as to whether this was going to be shoehorned into the game at some point, maybe in between the Machna Forest and going to Alchemith. But yeah, they've confirmed that it's now going to be at the end, and this means a couple of things. One is, what does this actually mean for the story? Because if this is going to be after the events of the ending, it will be interesting to see where they take this. But if it's just going to be an extra area that you can go to before the fight, you know, before the final boss as per normal RPGs, then it means something different.
It's also been released that Future Connected will be available right from the get-go, so you don't even need to finish the game to get into that chapter. So those of us that have played through the entire story many times before can just jump straight to it, which is fantastic. So it'll be interesting to see what that does to the overall feel of the game.
Shulk and Melia are the characters that are being portrayed here, so it's going to be an adventure for them. All the fans of the Shulk-Melia relationship, you hear you celebrating now. I will see how it goes. Nice to see that they've also tidied up the menus. They've given them a brand new look. I did find the menus quite cumbersome in the original game, so it'd be really awesome to see if they've just fixed them up a little bit, especially in and around just gearing up your characters. That was a little bit odd how you had to jump in and jump out. It'd be also really cool to see if they've actually made changes to the side questing, because that was, my god, it was probably the worst part of the original, was just the amount of side quests for starters, but also just the way that you looked at them in the menu, the way that you actually ran them, just quite sloppy, and it added a lot of runtime to the game itself. So it'd be really, really interesting to see if they've made some changes there. That's what I'm really hoping for. Okay, I think that'll really do for this recap. Don't want to get into a huge amount of detail here because otherwise I'll be here for about half an hour. Really looking forward to this game, May 29th. They've got to give Final Fantasy VII Remake a bit of a breathing space. A lot of people in the RPG community will just be playing the death out of that game. So I think, you know, a good 6-7 weeks after the release of FF7 is a smart move. As I said, please subscribe, it'd be doing me a massive favour. In the meantime, please stay safe, please be kind to each other, and we'll see you in the next video.